This is Tor Miller, and this is We Found New Music with Grant Owens.
We're here on We Found New Music. I'm Grant Owens. We're joined by Glass Note recording artist Tor Miller. His EP, Headlights, is out now. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
So you're on your first headline tour in the U.S. How's it going?
It's fun, actually. I was talking about it today. I've just been having a blast, like a lot of fun things have happened recently, and I got to go to Bonnaroo and see a bunch of acts, and that was my first time there. So it was so fun, and I'm meeting a lot of people and having a good time. So
Playing a bunch of cities for the first time also.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So just getting my face out there.
Right on. So the video for Midnight is Billboard says it's the piano picture of New York City. Tell me about your experience growing up in New York and how it translates into your songwriting.
I mean, I've always loved New York, and I've always felt really attached to it. And I mean, as a young kid, I was going to school by myself, I think, as most city kids do, like at a very young age. And so you just sort of, you grow with it, and I don't know, and sort of you have these outer body experiences when you can walk down the street, like on a summer night, and there's an energy and that can't really be described. And I think that that's what I was trying to do with that song, that feeling that you have, that's just so much bigger than words.
So there's a number of different styles on your EP. So who are some of the artists you grew up listening to, and some of the styles you pull from for the stuff you write?
Yeah, well, so as a kid, what jump-started the whole musical career for me was Ziggy Stardust, the David Bowie record. And so that was massive for me, and my mom gave me that to listen to on car rides up and back from New York. And I love that, and I loved Elton John and Fleetwood Mac, and then I became very interested in Ray Charles and other R&B singers, and got into some of that and some jazz singers such as Ella Fitzgerald and Mel Torme and Frank Sinatra and all these people. And I don't know. I think they blend in their own ways, and I mean, I just try not to think about it too much. So it's just what I feel as I write, and what feels natural to me that just sort of seeps its way in. But I think that a lot of elements have come through.
You mentioned a lot of classic artists there, singer-songwriters. Elliot James, your producer for the EP, he's actually produced a lot of modern bands like Two Door Cinema Club, Block Party. What did he do for your sound?
Well, what I love about Elliot James is he's a complete dirtball. And what I mean by that is that he just loves to sort of fuzz up the track and make it gritty and hard sounding. And I always thought that if people were going to be calling me a singer-songwriter, and I don't think that this new album I'm working on will fall under that sort of that genre, but I always thought if I was gonna be labeled a singer-songwriter, and if that's what it was going to be, that I wanted to bring some like balls to it and some gravitas, you may say, and just make it really in your face and just jump off the speakers.
So your debut album is on the way. You've been working on it in London. You've been working with Elliot James or a number of other people?
Yeah, well, so Elliot James, and then my closest songwriting collaborator is this guy named John Green, and he co-produced the record. So it was the three of us working together, making the album. Yeah. Cool.
We're excited to hear it.
Yes, thank you.
It must have been cool to be in London for a while doing it too.
I do love London. I've been going there for years now, and
nice.
It's like the closest thing I get to New York City, so that's pretty perfect for me. Cool.
So Zane Lowe named Hold the Phone the next hype. Talk about your support, the support from Zane, and kind of what it means to you.
Well, I mean, I think that play from Zane Lowe sort of it pushed everything forward, and it made it really serious, and it opened every door for me, and not only that, but with his sort of label as a tastemaker and pushing the needle forward, it was just, I think, justified everything I was doing, and it was nice to have some support from someone like that.
Cool. Well, we'll be following you. What's next for Tor Miller?
I leave for San Francisco tomorrow to play a show at the Swedish American Hall, and then go Portland, Seattle, Vancouver, and then go home for a bit and try to get a band together in the city and go out on tour and release this record.
Perfect.
Yes, sir.
Cool. So the Headlights EP is out now. Look for a full length coming out soon. Thank you, Tor Miller, for joining me on We Found New Music.
Thank you for having me.